What's up everybody doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna play Rainswept. This is a 2D mystery detective point and click indie game. I found an itch.io, so link of the game will be in the description. So the premises of the game is that we are a detective helping on a murder case, but I don't know. Maybe there's a mystery on the murder. It looks simple. The murder looks simple, but it's not. That's the description of the game. So without further ado, let's start. Monday, 12:14 a.m. October 7, 1996. So this is in the 90s. Wait, I thought it was murder. That looks like a suicide. Well, we are here to investigate. Frostwood Interactive. So here we are. We are the detective. We're gonna solve this case. So I decided not to face cam this because this is a atmospheric game, and my reaction is really not needed for this game, so there's no point in face camming this one. The art style is really really pretty. I like it. It's raining, okay. Monday, 7:35 a.m. October 7, 1996. Press E on keyboard. Wait. Okay. Or controller. Alright, I'm here. Time to see what all this is about. Okay. Alright, there's the we are on a keyboard, so E to interact, AD to move, hold shift to run, inventory is arrow keys, okay. Skip previously heard dialogue, space. Alright. That's my car. I just got here, okay. I see. They've been here a while, it looks like. Now why would I do that? I'm just pressing the damn button. Terrible. What? I said terrible. Terrible business all this. This was only a matter of time, everyone knows that. I know, still, they were so young. Young and stupid, you mean? The stories I've heard. I guess you're right, it was just a matter of time. What? It was a matter of time. It's really coming down today. We should get back home. A few more minutes, I want to see what happens. Nothing's gonna happen, I'm gonna catch a cold, that's all. So this is still a demo, so this does not represent the full game. That's the way inside. I wonder why Chip sent me all the way to Pineview for this case. Only one way to find out. Are there any, now what's he up to? Ma'am, please, you need to back away a little. What happened here? Murder. Johnny, get under the umbrella. Granny, I want to leave. Can I go back to the shop? You can see this coming a mile away. Ma'am, please. Granny, please. Okay. Alright, Johnny, let's go. There's no point standing here now. I knew this would happen. We should have done something. There's nothing we could have done. Chris is responsible, I'm so sure. It's hard to disagree, but let's not speculate. They're all Detective Anderson, right? The chief is inside. They've been waiting for you. You need to control the crowd, officer. You need to push the crowd further from the scene, officer. What? You'll have to speak up. I can't hear you over the rain. The crowd, handle them. There could be evidence out there. Oh yes, I'm trying. Hey, Williams, what the hell are you doing? Trying to prop up this tape, sir. It won't stay. We'll get some sticks and grab them in. Yes, sir, Richard. Don't call for Richard. Richard's on leave. Do it yourself. I thought he was calling his boss. Goodness. Sorry, detective. Thing is, we're short of manpower here. We weren't prepared for this kind of thing. First time in decades. And to top it off, this rain out of nowhere. Just get the crowd under control. I'm heading inside. Yes, detective. Don't worry. Richard. I'm in Williams. I'm sorry for the background noise. My house is close to the road. Should I go in? Go in. No point hanging around out here. So outside they were all saying that they saw this coming. Like, what's up with this household? Oh God, is this really a murder? It's a murder and a suicide, right? It has to be. That's the sheriff. I should talk to him first. Not very professional. I hope they know what they're doing. Yeah, they're just taking pictures. Michael? Huh? What the hell? Ah, detective, are you okay? Oh, I think so, yeah. What's that? Like a headache or something? Yes, I'm just a little tired after the long drive here. Detective Anderson, right? The head office called in to say that you'll be joining us here for this investigation. I'm Sheriff Harrison. This is Lieutenant Watt. We appreciate the department sending help, but I don't think we'll need it. This case is ready to be wrapped up. What do we have here? The victims are Christopher Green, age 26, died from a bullet wound to the head, looks self-inflicted. And Dan Miller, age 24, single bullet wound through the abdomen. The victims lived together, were unmarried. Oh, okay. Um, any signs of intruder? No signs of forced entry. The door was locked from the inside when we arrived. An officer climbed through the open window here to open the door. There are no footprints outside the window. Do I push this? Except the officers. He was careful. No signs of struggle or marks on the bodies either. Okay. What about the time of death? According to the next neighbor door, a single gunshot was heard around 12:15 or 0. Okay, 12:15, right? We received the call at about 0:20 hours and we're here in another 5 minutes. We found them dead upon arrival and confirmed the timing. Man, military time. The weapon. What do we know about the weapon? Both shots were fired from a M1911A1 45 caliber pistol. The ballistics report will let us know more. Eyewitnesses? This is the next door neighbor who claims to have heard a single gunshot. We can interview him shortly. Alright. Honestly speaking, detective, we think it's pretty obvious what's taking place here. What do you mean? They had a reputation. They weren't exactly a happy couple. The whole town knows this, okay. Dan was shot at point blank range with Chris's gun, probably by Chris. He then went ahead and shot himself, as the wound is clearly self-inflicted. So you see, sending you here unnecessarily complicate things. I'm beginning to think it was a very good idea, in fact. It's obviously a case of murder-suicide, detective. So we've got it all figured out here already, huh? If that was sarcasm, I'll ignore it, but yes, more or less. Are you suggesting there was domestic violence involved? It would seem so. It was never reported, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. So rumors? You may call it that, but where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm not sure that. And they were never really able to fit in this town. They were new here, moved in about 6 months ago. Never got out much, didn't make any friends. We don't need to analyze the obvious, detective. That would be inefficient. Officer Blunt will assist you through the course of your work here. Hello, detective. Okay, we got an assistant. One more thing, we're looking to wrap this case up quickly and cleanly. We don't want to drag it if it can't be helped. We have an important festival coming around in a week's time, so you might say this rather bad timing. So there's no need to go around complicate things, alright? Just give me a story that works and we can close this case quickly. Do they want to Like cover this up or something. Let's do a sarcastic reply, I think. No? Let's just say okay. Okay. Good, I shall see you later. Goodbye. Okay then. Anyway, have a look around the room if you'd like. Come talk to me when you're done. I like to take a look around from the beginning. Red wine. Looks like the new bottle was opened yesterday. I'm sorry, excuse me. So if there are red wines, are they drunk or they were celebrating? No one drank from this glass. It would seem that Chris was sitting by himself at the table and drinking wine, waiting for someone to join. Oh yeah, there's only one glass? No, I see two. The one spilled. Probably Diane. Whether he was waiting for her or someone else, we don't know yet. The glass of wine was knocked over. This looks like wine, but there seemed to be blood in here as well. Why did blood spatter in this direction? Doesn't make sense. Yeah, if there's blood there, it's so far. Don't you guys think? Officer Blunt, I think there's been more than the 2 gunshots that we're seeing here. 2 gunshots? I thought there was a single gunshot. Right? I think Chris saw Diane dead already, and then he shot himself because, you know, his love is already gone. So, but those are just speculations. The neighbor heard a single gunshot, but there were 2 gunshots. There were 2 gunshots, right? Because Diane and Christopher is dead. Bullet wound to the head. The skull is badly damaged. Most of the side has been blown off. His body position and the way he fell would indicate that he was sitting sideways on the chair, facing where Diane's body is now. The angle of the shot indicates that he was shot from this side. If someone shot him, they were standing in front of the refrigerator. Man, this is a good detective. No clues there though. He could have been shot from that window at the moment it's shut. At the moment it's shut, okay. Must get it checked for fingerprints and footprints outside. Could someone have entered and left through here? We should have the fingerprints result in a couple of days, detective. Don't forget there aren't any footprints outside. If someone shot him from outside, then Chris would have sat facing the refrigerator. That would make sense. The way the killer wouldn't need to enter the house. In that case, who shot Diane? Let's examine the hand. Gunpowder residue on his right hand. Hard to disagree with the lieutenant here. This is strong evidence for the victim shooting himself. Unless it was made to look that way. This chair's fallen on its back. Looks like Chris fell off the chair before or after being shot. God damn, that was some good analyzing. No. We don't need to hear that anymore. We don't need to hear this anymore. I'm sorry guys, I thought there was another shit. So let's go here. How about let's examine him. Let's talk to him. Hey detective, need any help? What's the plan? Have a look around the room. Once you're done, talk to Lieutenant Watts. 45 caliber pistol. As the lieutenant said, it looks pretty old. It can hold 7 rounds. There are 4 rounds still in here. This means 3 rounds were fired from this gun at some point. 3 rounds, 1 gunshot heard, but actually there's 2 gunshots. If 2 were fired last night, where's the 3rd? Was it used on some other day? The gun belonged to Chris according to Lieutenant Watts. Let's assume Chris or Diane weren't the ones to use it. Is there anyone else that could have known where they kept the gun? From Pineview, I really doubt it. Remember, no signs of forced entry. Could it be someone they were comfortable with or trusted? Yeah, oh shit, that's some good analyzing. No one I can think of. This detective is the real deal. Not very professional, okay. How about Diane? Gunshots to the stomach. The damage and the residue would suggest that the shot was taken at point blank range. That rules out the possibility of her being shot from the open window. She would have been in line of sight from the outside, though. There's no mistaking it. The perpetrator would have to be inside the house to cause this kind of a wound. Whether that was Chris or someone else, it's hard to say at the moment. The beginning showed only Chris doing a suicide, right? We're done. Shall we proceed? Yes, I'm done. Alright, let's have a chat with Mr. Willis outside. The rain is finally let up. Mr. Willis? Who's Mr. Willis? Oh, that's the, I think the witness. Right, this is Mr. Willis. He lives right there next door. Coffee detective? Um, yes, please. Yes, thank you. You can ask him any questions you may have about last night. Right, Mr. Willis. Can you tell me everything that you saw or heard during last night's event? Well, see, I'd headed off to bed at around 11 p.m., so I usually do, after a glass of whiskey. Helps me sleep, you know. Anyway, somewhere around 12:15 a.m., I'd say I was woken up by a loud bang. I ran to my bedroom window that looked straight down at their place, and what did you see? Nothing. Their kitchen lights were on, but that's about it. I went to my phone and called Lieutenant once here straight away. So he only heard one gunshot. Okay. Uh, how long did it take you to get to the window once you heard the gunshot? By a couple seconds, detective. Not more than 5, I'd say. I nearly fell out of my bed when I heard the shot, so you might say I was halfway there already. Did you see anyone at all on the streets? Anything unusual? No, detective. Everything was exactly the same as always. You said you heard one gunshot. Yes, the whiskey usually knocks me out pretty good, so if there'd been more, I didn't hear him. Okay, that's some alibi. Do you live alone, Mr. Willis? Yes, I do. Never got married. It's a long story. One meant to be talked over a couple of whiskey. Know what I mean? Can anyone confirm your whereabouts? No, I was just at home, you see. Am I suspect? It's procedure, Mr. Will. I know Mr. Willis, he's cool. We'll need to have a talk later, Lieutenant. Talk about what? Just later, okay? Okay, Sherlock, whatever you say. Holmes. Did they have many visitors? Friends, etc.? No, no, not at all, in fact. In all this time, I only maybe saw Jack coming over to fix their car, and Father Smith came over a couple of times when they newly moved in, a year back almost. I thought they were only moved in 6 months ago. People really visited them because they mostly kept to themselves, see, they never made any friends. But sometimes folks don't like those kinds either. So I can't really say, know what I mean? No, please elaborate. You don't find anyone crying over their deaths here. Nobody really knew them. They never got out much. Any other information you'd like to share with us, Mr. Willis? Don't know if this is useful, but you might have heard about Chris and Diane. They looked pretty happy when they first moved in. More recently though, I heard Diane crying a couple of times, usually late at night. See, the whiskey knocks me out early, so maybe that's why I never heard all this before, but a couple of times I was up a little later. One night, about a month ago, I heard pretty bad things. There were some loud sounds, like stuff being flung around and such, see? I heard someone crying. I was thinking to myself that maybe I should call the police, but then it quietened down all of a sudden. We never received any calls for domestic violence, but people have often talked of stories of this kind. Can you remember when you heard this, Mr. Willis? Well, I was up all night writing an important letter. I think it must have been somewhere between 1st to 3rd last month. 1st to 3rd September. Alright. Anything else? No, that's all I know about this. Thanks for your help, Mr. Willis. We'll be in touch if we need anything else. No problem, and thanks for the coffee. Okay. That's a good witness interrogation. So, detective, you said you want to have a talk later. Is now a good time? Yes, Lieutenant. Please don't tell the witness they're not under suspicion, especially not in front of them. So basically, you're telling me that I don't know how to do my job. Is that it? All I'm saying is this case isn't all wrapped up as you'd like to believe. Or can you not see what's right in front of you? It's so obvious. Mr. Willis didn't see anything outside the house after the gunshots. And there are no signs of anyone forcing entry either. On top of that, considering how rough things were between the two of them, you heard that Mr. Willis said right. Said right? Oh my god, my sentence structure. We don't know the complete picture yet. The amount of information we have as of now is very little. It's not a complete picture. We need to dig deeper if we want to know the truth, and not just confirm our assumptions. Well, what about the door, huh? How was it locked from the inside? Explain that. Check the door. It locks itself from the inside when you pull it close, regardless of whether you pull it from the outside or push it from the inside. Oh shit. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying that there's no conclusive evidence yet. Well, fine then. Dig as deep as you like, detective. You won't find anything new here. I was perfectly capable of handling this case myself, but of course, the head department had to complicate things. In any case, Sheriff Harris will probably want to wrap up this case before the festival, so don't expect him to wait for more than 1 week. I'm suspecting this guy on the right, the lieutenant. I have to head to the station now. Officer, escort Detective Anderson to his hotel. Will do, sir. It's a very good demo, I must say. We'll come back in the evening to search the house. Letters, diaries, things of that sort. Alright. When can we expect the autopsy results? Day after tomorrow, according to the coroner. But I'll confirm and let you know. I'm guessing there were more than 2 bullets shot last night. We should take another look around the kitchen to make sure. 3 bullets? Hmm. But what? We're actually glad that you're here now. Here, although the sheriff and Lieutenant Watts would rather not admit it, even to themselves. This is like the first murder here in the last 100 years or so. We have no idea how to deal with it. I mean, it's alright. I know what you mean. I just joined the force a month back, for instance. And a murder already, I'm not sure if I'm ready. I kind of knew them, you could say. I've never known anyone that's been murdered before. It's kind of weird, a bit sad. I know as an officer I'm not supposed to feel that way and all. You'll be fine, give it time. Thanks, detective, that means a lot. Um, what do you know about Chris and Diane? Well, not much. It's mostly what Mr. Willis said earlier. Nobody knew them really. They came in here, kept to themselves. You'd hear stories about them. Everyone thought they were some kind of weirdos. I admit I kind of agree with that sentiment too. I feel bad about that now. There's no reason to make assumptions about people's character, and character can be used as evidence. But I'd really like to help figure out what the real story is, whatever it may be. My throat hurts. I'm hoping the local police will let me do the job I've been sent to do though. I don't mean you. Detective, I know what you mean. Honestly speaking, Sheriff Harris is an asshole. Oh, it's not Lieutenant, it's Sheriff, okay. I'm serious. He doesn't care about anything except running off home and taking it easy. This case probably ruined his plans to relax and enjoy the festival week. I hate people like that. Lieutenant Watts though, I know he comes across as a little obnoxious, but oh my god. What? I'm really confused right now.